Any Psychology 101 class can tell you that recognizing the problem is step number one to solving the problem. St. Gregory keeps it simple. He states that we are the problem. In his book, The Pastoral Rule, St. Gregory lists 41 juxtapositions and young and old, rich and poor, sincere and insincere, the healthy and the sick, and so on. In part, St. Gregory uses these contrasts to make his readers more introspective. My catechism students are able to understand where they fit in amongst these categories, so that in a way they have insider knowledge on how to avoid the snares or pitfalls of each respective category. Who wouldn't want someone of St. Gregory's spiritual caliber exhorting or admonishing them to do better in their daily lives? Listen to this from St. Gregory's Pastoral Rule on the sick. The sick should consider how healthy the heart becomes from bodily suffering, which recalls the mind to the knowledge of itself and renews the memory of illness that the healthy person typically disregards. Thus, the spirit which is led out of itself by pride recalls through the suffering of the flesh the condition to which it is subject. This is rightfully signified in Balaam in that his journey was delayed, if only he had been willing to obey the voice of God. For when Balaam was in the midst of completing his task, the animal that was under him thwarted his desire. The donkey, stopped by a prohibition, saw an angel that was not perceived by the human mind. This is because, for the most part, the flesh, slowed by affliction, indicates to the mind, through the punishments it receives, the God whom the mind itself did not see, even though it presides over the flesh. And so the anxious spirit, which longs to proceed in worldly things, is impeded by an invisible object until it becomes aware of what stands in its way. Thus, it is well said through Peter, he had the dumb beast of burden to correct his madness, which, speaking in a human voice, prohibited the foolishness of the prophet. For a man is corrected for his madness by a mute beast of burden when a proud mind is reminded by the afflicted flesh that he ought to retain the goodness of humility." End quote.